We wake up each day and carry about our daily human existence, thinking of ourselves as one unit, one being. But we never stop to think about the multiple entities that live within this one being. And if we were aware of them, we would be much more better equipped to deal with our thoughts, emotions, feelings, and behaviors. There are 3 versions of ourselves that are contributing to our human experiences. 2 of these versions can limit us, and 1 will elevate us if it wasn't being overshadowed. So what if I told you that you are not just one static entity, but a beautiful blend of selves that emerge at various times throughout your day, and your entire life for that matter. In my work, helping clients on their healing journey, I found it very helpful to help them recognize that within each of us, there are 3 main entities, as I call them. I call them entities. Now, I use entity because for me, it helped create a sense of separation much more easily, allowing me to address them individually and ultimately align them. So keep in mind that there are 3 major players here with these entities, but there are countless nuances and subdivisions that feed off of these entities and create other entities, smaller ones. So these 3 major versions, entities, are the childhood self, the ego self, and the higher self. And some refer to the higher self as the soul self. And all 3 play an important part in shaping our beliefs and our destiny. So the first version of ourselves that I want to talk about, again, which is the entity, is the childhood self. So this is where it all begins. From a very young age, we unconsciously absorb information and energy from our environment, family, relatives, teachers, friends, and early life experiences, both good and bad. The beliefs we form during this time, during our childhood, becomes a foundation of how we see ourselves and the world. Our deepest triggers take root during this period and also stick with us throughout our entire life. Think of it as Dr. Joe Dispenza would call it, the initial coding that shapes our operating system. So that was the childhood self. So the second one is the ego self. This is the other entity. The ego self is the part of us that feels the overwhelming need to protect and defend our identity. It's the mask we wear to face the world, constantly trying to keep us safe by avoiding rejection, failure, and vulnerability. It's the voice in our head that whispers doubts, tells us we're not good enough, and pushes us to achieve more in order to get external validation. The ego is driven by fear, scarcity, and it's always striving for control and security. And the third version of ourselves, which is our third entity, is our higher self, which again other refer to as the soul self. So beneath the layers of programming and protection lies our higher self. This is the pure, unfiltered essence of who we truly are, without the distortion of past experiences or the anxieties of the ego. Your higher self wants to come out and express itself authentically in this lifetime, in your lifetime, but it gets stifled and buried by the other 2 selves, the other 2 entities. You see, our ego and childhood programming often overshadow our higher self, making it difficult to connect with and embody our true nature. So how do we become more self-aware and understand which version of ourselves or which entity is running the show? The key here is learning to connect with our higher self. And here are a few practices that may help you on your journey. So the first one is to question everything, especially your feelings and your thoughts. Most of the negative thoughts you think or hear in your head aren't always truly your thoughts. They are echoes of your ego, your parents, your past negative childhood experiences, or society's BS. So start asking yourself why you feel a certain way. For example, let's say you are invited to a party and you immediately start thinking, I don't want to go to this party, I won't know anyone there, nobody will talk to me. Maybe you start feeling self-conscious and you're thinking you're going to stand out like a sore thumb. So when you start thinking, right now I'm using this example of the party, but when these thoughts start coming up for you, stop them and question them. And in this case, you would ask yourself, is this really true? Who is exactly going to think I stand out like a sore thumb? What's the worst that can happen? And also you can throw in something positive, like the best thing that can happen is attending this party is that I might meet some really cool people. So challenge those initial negative thoughts because you are better than those thoughts. Those thoughts are not yours. It's a protective mechanism. And we tend to, in life, seem to believe that these thoughts are who we are because they're up front and center every day throughout our whole life. So they become part of us. And that's why I call it an entity. The second practice is meditation. And okay, I know some people think meditation is magical and for law of attraction, but meditation is like hitting the reset button on your mind, your body, your entire being. So even 5 minutes a day will quiet down the entities that is not allowing your higher self to come forward. So why meditate? Because when you are in silence, those old beliefs that aren't yours rise to the surface, and you can see them for what they truly are, and you can release them. And you know, a lot of people, again, think meditation is for law of attraction, but a lot of doctors are promoting meditation. I have a friend who recently went to a doctor, and he's having some heart issues, and he was given a pamphlet, and right there in the pamphlet, one of the practices there was for him to meditate. So meditation is just not a fluffy thing. It really helps. Another practice that really helps you get in touch with yourself is journaling. Journal like your life depends on it. Grab your journal and start writing your thoughts, your feelings, your dreams, your feelings. It's like talking to your own personal therapist, but without the bill. So that's what journaling is like. It's your therapist. This will reveal what you've been carrying around with you all this time. Just start writing and see what comes out. Don't overthink it. There is no right or wrong way to journal. And if you don't have a journal at the moment, maybe you'll get one soon. Just grab a piece of paper and start writing. I start by writing about my day, and all of a sudden I'm on a deep journey because I just keep writing and writing. So I end up taking a journey with my journaling. I start off with my day and sometimes end up somewhere in my past. Sometimes I end up somewhere in my future or back to the present. So don't overthink it. Nobody's going to see your journal or what you're writing. This is just for you. So there's no judgment. there with your journaling. There's no specific order for journaling either. Just see where it takes you. And also, my journaling process becomes like a meditation process because it takes me away. I get so into it, and sometimes I'm writing for such a long time. And when I'm done journaling, it feels like only 5 minutes has passed. But sometimes I'll be writing for half an hour, 45 minutes. So there is no right or wrong way of journaling, but journaling is very important. And the fourth practice that is very important as well is be compassionate with yourself. Even those days when you want to just punch yourself in the face. Because sometimes, well, that's how a client described it to me. She was just so frustrated with this tug of war that she's been dealing with. And it just started turning into anger inside of her. She didn't want to feel this way anymore. She knew there was something going on within her. And it was just bringing up a lot of anger. So stop beating yourself up for every perceived mistake. There's no such thing as a mistake. We're all here to learn. We're all human. So treat yourself with the same kindness and love that you would give to your best friend or your child. Remember that the ego is the only one telling you that you have to be someone other than yourself. I hope that you found this video helpful, even if you've heard something similar before to what we're talking about in this video. Repetition from different sources, listening repeatedly to the same topic from different sources is very powerful. So saturate your mind with information. These resources created by coaches, spiritual gurus, and healers are tools. They're tools that are designed to help you find your way to the treasure that you are, the treasure that's inside of you, within you, your higher self. So that's it for today. I hope that you found this information helpful. Please don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, depending which platform you're watching this from. And also feel free to leave a comment below and let me know which self you are having challenges with the most. Your childhood self, your ego self, maybe another self that you know of. Let me know below, and also tag someone below that you may know that may benefit from the information in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.